Hi guys, it's me Laura and welcome back to my channel. So today's video I'm going to be filming is me talking about exams and school and A-levels and GCSEs, mainly because today I'm filming on the 17th of August and the A-level results have just come out in the UK and in Northern Ireland. So I thought I'd film a video just talking about my kind of life at school and what I did after I left school and career and just things like that there. So I'm going to kick it off just to basically talk about GCSEs because the GCSE results come out, don't think they come out next week, they might come out the week after, I'm not too sure, but they do come out soon. My niece is getting her GCSE results. My nephew got his A-level results today. But yeah, basically, in my school, in Northern Ireland we do 5 years compulsory at secondary school. We start in year 8 and we go through to year 12. I think English schools are slightly different, I'm not too sure, but yeah, we start secondary school in year 8 and we go through to year 12. So we do 5 years, and in year 10/3rd year, we pick our GCSE subjects. Now, when I was at school, bear in mind that this was 14 years ago guys, I would have got my GCSE results 14 years ago. So I know my secondary school that I went to, which is the school that my niece and nephew actually, well, my nephew used to go to because he's finished now, hopefully my niece will get back in, has changed, and they changed the format of the GCSEs and the subjects and stuff. So we have to pick 4 subjects to do for our GCSEs, and we have to do English, Maths and Science, and they were compulsory. So yeah, so we did that in year 10, I was 13, yeah, I would have been 13 because I was literally the youngest in my year at school because my birthday is the end of June. So yeah, I'd been 13, coming 14. So yeah, my subjects I picked were home economics, child development, history and RE, and I had to do English, Maths and Science. And then as well as that you had to do 1 class a week on French, and you had to do 1 class a week for RE, and you also had to do PE and games as well. So yeah, those are the subjects. I had actually planned to do French, but it fell in the same category as history and RE, so I couldn't do it, which I'm very thankful for. I was so glad I got to do home economics instead. But yeah, so yeah, we started our GCSE subjects in year 11/year 4th year, and that was what we done them over the course of the 2 years. And for I think science and maths we had module exams to do, so we done those throughout the year. But yeah, that was the basics of my GCSE subjects. So yeah, at the end of, basically we did do like careers talks and stuff, and I kind of was I knew what I wanted to do, and that was to work with children. And I knew I wanted Ella to work. I didn't know where. I liked the idea of special needs because my mum worked in a special needs school, and I used to go to like different things at her school, barbecues and different things, and I always heard her talk about how rewarding it was, even though she was a dinner lady, like she even said how rewarding it was, or primary school, nursery or whatever, so I knew I wanted to stick down the road of childcare. So, sadly, so yeah, GCSEs, that's why the childcare was one of my GCSE subjects. But anyway, so I done my GCSEs, and I got my results in August of 2003, I think it was like the 22nd of August, and I got 2 B's, 3 C's and 2 D's, which for me, I was like so happy, over the moon. I passed. I needed 4 C's to get into my course, which I'll talk about in a minute. Now, the reason why I was pleasantly surprised at my results was I didn't revise, and that sounds really bad, but I can't revise, and I just can't do it. I could sit and I could sit for hours and revise, and nothing will ever go into my head. I don't do well in exams. I hate exams. I get myself into a tizzy with exams. And yeah, I just find revising just really, really hard. So I was really surprised. I did do some. I'm not going to say I didn't. I did do as much as I could without burning myself out. I do think there's too much pressure on our teenagers when it comes to exams, and you hear about them spending 24 hours a day revising and giving up their social lives, giving up after school activities, giving up different things like youth clubs or church groups or sports teams because they want to put their all into revision, and I don't agree with that at all. And I'm a firm believer of, you know, you need time away from your books, and that I will talk a bit about tips and hints, although I'm probably not the best person to do that. But yeah, for me, I wasn't forced to revise. Like it's not my parents didn't care. They let me go at my own pace, which I can't thank them enough for, because they never were like, no, you can't go to Girls Brigade, you can't go to youth club, you can't go out to the town with your friends on a Saturday. You know, they were like, you can do these things. And they knew that I would revise a little bit. Obviously, like after schools revision clubs were really helpful, because like history and some of my teachers had classes where I could like revise, which was really, really good. And yeah, so I got my B's in home economics and child development, which I was really happy about. I got my C's in RE, science and English, and I got my D's in history and maths. Now, in my school we had to either pick higher tier or lower tier for exams. I was higher tier home economics, RE history and child development, so I could have got an A star in any of those, but the fact history was the only one I think I failed. But history, I'm never going to need that topic ever, and it was the worst subject out of them all for me, over maths as well. Science and English, I was lower tier, so the highest I could get was a C. And personally, the English exam that I had was probably the easiest. We had to write about an enjoyable experience. So I wrote about, this is no surprise, I wrote about going to Magic Kingdom and Disney World, because I'd gone to Florida the year before on holidays, so I wrote about going to Magic Kingdom. I was like, yes, I can do this, I can do this. So yeah, that was, and I know my best friend at the time wrote about going to see Westlife. So yeah, English, that aspect of English, creative writing is my strong point, and that's why I love my creative writing and would love to do a book of some description. But yeah, maths is not my strong point. I hate maths, and it's something mental maths is something I really struggle with. And I know if I was probably at primary school now with that struggle, I probably would like to hope I would get extra help. Whereas back in them days, they didn't have classroom assistants, they didn't have special needs assistants in primary schools. So I think maths is my struggle, and I got a D in maths. But again, because of the level I was put in for, that was the highest I could get, I think. And I hate maths. I hate it. So yeah, I was really chuffed with my GCSE results. I went into school that morning with my best friend at the time, and my headmaster came over and was like, your results are fantastic, you should be really proud of those. And I was really proud of them. And the fact that he had said that to me meant so much, because you know, I wasn't getting A's, I wasn't getting A stars, but the fact that he acknowledged my results. And I was one of those kids at school who was invisible. I wasn't the smart kid, I wasn't the troublemaking children. I was in one of those children who was invisible and kind of didn't really do that great. But yeah, I was really chuffed. I spoke to my child development / home economics teacher. She taught me for both subjects, and she asked me what I was wanting to do, and I knew I wanted to go to college, or it's the North Regional College in Ballymena. It's Ballymena Tech, as we called it, and I knew I wanted to do childcare. And none of my teachers ever said I had to stay on for A-levels. They never turned around and said you need to do your A-levels. And I'm thankful for that. Now it seems to be, it's like you have to do the A-levels or you're never going to count anything in your life. And I've noticed that today on social media. It's like, I failed my A-levels, I'm screwed. And I feel so sorry for people who have that attitude, because it's not right. It's not fun. Not fun. It's not right. It's the fact that they've have this attitude drilled into them is quite sad. I never was forced to do my A-levels. My parents never said you have to do them. My friends, again, the majority of my friends stayed on to do A-levels. I thought, nope, I'm not doing it. And at that point, my school had very limited A-level choices. Like I say, I wanted to do childcare. There wasn't a childcare option. There wasn't even health and social care either. So I was like, I am not wasting 2 years of my life. I'm plugging my laptop in, by the way, in school just because my friends are staying, when I could be at college and do childcare for 2 years. And I'd do subjects I didn't want to do. Like, why would I stay on and do like English literature, or do ICT, or do technology, or maths, or art, or something whenever that's not where I want to go. And I remember talking to my teacher, and she said, look, Laura, with your results, you can, instead of doing NVQ level 2, you can do level 3. So I was like, okay, that was fine. So of course I went for my interview for the tech, and again they said, look, you have the results to get into level 3, so you don't have to do level 2. So I was like, I don't know, I want to do level 2. I was a bit wary of doing level 3, until the day I went to my first day at tech, or college, or whatever you call it. And we were all in the room, and there was like far too many students in the class to do the MVQ level 2. So the tutor managed to talk those of us who had 4C grades and above into doing the diploma, which is level 3, which actually happened to be my current best friend Lindsay, who was in my class, and we're still best friends to this day. So that's 14 years nearly we've been friends. But yeah, so anywho, I left school. I was really chuffed with my GCSE results. My mom was really chuffed. My dad was a bit like, where are the A grades? And I was just like, there is none. And he was like, that's kind of not good enough. And I was like, well, I still passed, and that's the main thing. And I was so happy, and I was never, like I said, never forced to stay on at school. And for that, I'm so thankful, because I was very thankful. I was quite happy to go on to the tech, as we call it, and do childcare for 2 years. And I'm going to talk now about my course. So, I don't know about other vocational courses that colleges offer. Mine was a diploma in childcare and education. It's a similar course at the minute. It was level 3, and I was in class 3 days a week, and out in work placement 2 days a week, which was really, really good. And it gave me experience being in a school environment, working with children twice a week. I did a nursery school with 3 to 4 year olds for a year in my first year. My second year I did my old primary school, and I also did a baby placement, which you have to do. And the baby placement was my sister childminded a baby under the age of 1, and I was able to go to her one day a week, as well as do primary school 1 day a week. And you do get you have a booklet, and it's like, we had a booklet, and it was you had to do different things in the school. So you had to like do a craft, you had to do observations, maybe do play with them, and it was really good fun. So you got marked on your work experience as well. Whereas if I had stayed on at school, I would have got 1 week of work experience each of the 2 years, which isn't a lot. I had a week in this year as well. But yeah, so I was getting my experience of being in the school. I was seeing what it was like, and I loved being out in the classroom. More so than being in class. I hated it. And yeah, so over the 2 years, we had different modules to do. So we did like babies, we did like child protection, anti-discriminatory practice, we did play, childhood like illnesses and stuff. We didn't do special needs actually in that one. And then at the end of the 2 years, I had a 3-hour exam to sit. And again, the revision did not come easily for me, but it was sort of stuff, a lot of it was common sense I found as well. And yeah, it wasn't too bad. A 3-hour exam is tedious. It's awful. And yeah, my attention span goes. But at the end of it, I came out with 3 Ds. It's equivalent to A level, so I've basically got 3 Ds A level, but I passed it, and I have my level 3, which means then I'm qualified now. I have my qualification, so I can work in a school environment. So I can work in a daycare nursery, I can work in a nursery school, I can work in a special needs school, I think, and I can also work in a primary school as a classroom assistant, teaching assistant, nursery assistant, or a daycare worker. So I have that qualification. So yeah, if I'd have stayed on and done my A levels, I would have come out of school with 3 A levels that weren't any use to me whatsoever, and I did not want that. So I'm glad I went to college and got that qualification, because I have it. And if I do, I'm going to talk about my career in a little minute. So yeah, after the 2 years, I didn't really know whether, at this time I'd started working in a ladies' clothes shop, which is no longer in existence. It was called International. I started there as a Christmas temp when I was 16, and I got kept on, and I was there for 5 years, part time on an 8-hour contract up until I left college. I'm going to talk about, I stayed on in college for another year, and I did the advanced diploma in childcare. Okay, my battery is running low, and I'm pretty sure I just plugged that in. There we go. But yeah, it was advanced diploma in childcare and education, and it was level 4, but it was also the equivalent to first year at university as well. And it just gave me another year of experiences. It gave me also, we had special needs module in this one this time, which I find extremely interesting because there's so many children being integrated into primary schools who have disabilities or special needs, and that's something I really, that was kind of like my topic that I really was drawn to. So yeah, at the end of the year, again, I was in class 3 days a week, in placement 2 days a week, and I went to my old primary school again. And yeah, I loved it. We also had to do a dissertation, which was the worst thing in the world. I hated it. Well, it was so horrible. And I really struggled with it. But my placement helped me out so well with it. I did children with mobile phones, and yeah, and they were so good with it. And they let me photocopy anything I needed to photocopy, and they let me print out questionnaires to give to the older kids. And yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I could have gone on to university after this, and we did start doing personal statements to send off to universities, and we were looking at unis, but I just knew it wasn't for me. So I'm going to talk about uni now. No, uni was never for me. My One of my brothers has gone. He went to uni. My other brother and my sister never went to uni. It wasn't for me. I didn't feel like I needed to go. I could have gone and done early years and became a teacher, but nah. I didn't want to be a teacher. I wanted to be a classroom assistant, special needs or whatever. I didn't feel the need to go. It just wasn't for me. And again, it's one of those things that kids are told you need to go to uni if you want a career. You really don't. You can go to like colleges or and do like a vocational course, do a trade, and you can get a better job out of it. You could pay thousands of pounds to go to uni and end up not getting your career. And you know, it's one of those things. Like I didn't want to go. I didn't want to put that money into. Like I know people who are paying 9 grand a year, and I'm just like no. And I didn't want to have to. My parents were getting to retirement age, and money was not that. We didn't have a lot of money, so I was like, no, I don't expect my parents to pay for me. It's not fair. I did work, but I wasn't earning enough money to pay for me to go uni, and I wasn't interested. The whole uni lifestyle just doesn't appeal, never appealed to me. Still doesn't. I don't like the whole party scene either, and that's I didn't go. I just didn't feel that I needed to go, and I didn't feel that it would benefit me in any way whatsoever. So yeah, I didn't go. I left college when I was when did I must have been 19 when I left, and I went into international full time working as a sales assistant, and then I got moved up to a supervisor on 30-hour contract. So I was there for 5 years. I left in 2008, I think, just before Christmas, and I actually got a general assistant job in my old primary school. It was part time, 15 hours a week, and I was working with one child who had special needs, and it was so rewarding. It was what I wanted to do, and I loved it. Being back in my own primary school where I'd done my work placement and had been attended for 7 years was incredible. Absolutely loved it, and yeah, I was there for 2.5 years. Sadly, because the child was leaving to go to secondary school, there was no job for me, so I left and I started working in another ladies' clothes shop, which is also no longer there. It's called Exhibit, or was called Exhibit, and I was there for 4.5 years. And again, I was full time, part time contract, 8 hours, but doing full time hours. And again, I worked my way. I started as a sales assistant and went up to key holder. So I was like running the shop and stuff. And I left there last last February. So February 2016 I left. And I'm now in my 4th job, which is another clothes shop, and I'm in Quiz now. So yeah, and I'm working there full time pretty much. So yeah, okay, I'm not in a job that I'm qualified for, But I actually love my job, and a lot of people are like, but do you really want to be stuck in retail? And I'm like, I like my job, I'm happy in my job, it's earning me money. That means I can do cool things, I can buy nice things, I can go on holidays, I can go to Comic Cons, and yeah, I'm not going to complain about my job. People think it's dead end, that retail's for losers, basically. I've heard that over the years. It's for the uneducated, apparently. Yeah, us retail workers get quite a lot of slagging off. We're seen as the people who don't have any ambition, but in reality, it's you can start at the bottom as a part-time sales assistant, and you can work your way up. And you can work your way up from a sales assistant to supervisor to management. And yeah, I don't find it a dead end job. I love it. And especially fashion, like it's quite fast paced. And yeah, I'm earning money, and I may not be in my where I was qualified for, but I love it, and I wouldn't have it any other way. And yeah, who's to say that if a job come up in a primary school that I would and I applied for it and got it, that I would take it because I would. But I'm quite happy to stay in my job that I'm in at the minute because I love it. But yeah, that's my career. But yeah, like I say, what if I'd have been to uni? Like I would have just been a waste of money and a waste of my time and a waste of my parents' money when they didn't have it. And yeah, that's what I'm trying to say, guys. Uni's not for everybody. Don't let anybody force you into going. If you know what you want in your career, you don't have to go to uni, because I know so many people who've gone to uni, they've spent a fortune in uni, they've got their qualification and they're not in their job. They can't get a job. And yeah, don't let anybody try to be like, you need to go to uni if you want a career. You really don't. And don't let people put you off working in retail either. Because, you know, it's it's still a job at the end of the day, and you can't, like I say, you can work your way up. And yeah, I love it. This is my third retail job, although I stick to ladies fashion, which is kind of my forte, and I love it. Um, and yeah, like I say, I get money. It's not that it earns me money. It means I can buy nice Harry Potter and Disney merchandise and on Disney holidays. Well, Disney and visit the Harry Potter tour and stuff. I can't complain. But yeah, don't let anybody bring you down. If you've got your results today and you've not done as well as you thought you were going to do, don't let anybody make you feel bad. Don't be feeling down about it. Just remember that, okay, I'm still going to do. Just remember, work hard when you do get into employment, and work hard. And that's all I can say is that hard work is what will get you where you want to be. And it may take 5 years, it may take 10 years. And actually, I said to my dad this morning, some of the most successful people in this world didn't do well in school, or who rejected, who maybe failed their exams. And I said, look at Walt Disney. He was told he would never account anything, and look at what he achieved, and what he has done. For like he's got what, like 16 parks across around the world. Well, yeah, Disneyland Paris, Disney World Florida, Disneyland California, Shanghai, Hong Kong, Tokyo. 16 parks. He's brought so many amazing films, and he's just made magic. So yeah, just remember that, guys. You don't need A levels if you want to be hugely successful. And yeah, and it's the same for GCSE results. You can repeat them, and if you want, you can repeat them, and it's not the end of the world. And don't let anybody make you think it is, because to be honest, they're like, I don't need my maths or my English GCSE. I don't need my history. I don't need my RE. I don't need my home economics. I don't need my child development GCSE. So yeah, the only qualification I do need if I want to get back into a school is my level 3, which I have. So I'm always going to have it. And also another exam, what I will say, once you turn 17, one test I think everybody should take is your driving test. Yes, your driving test will probably be the most valuable exam that you will ever do. Trust me. That's what my driving instructor told me when I was learning to drive. He was like, yeah, you could have a fancy PGC uni degree and not get a job out of it, but you have your driving test, you can drive anytime and drive any car and you're landed. So there you go, guys. So I'm going to shut up now because I've rambled on for 25 minutes and I do apologise. But yeah, comment below and let me know if what your plans are after you leave school or what you did when you left school. And yeah, I hope I haven't offended anybody with this video, but I apologise if I have. But yeah, I'm going to go guys and I'll talk to you later. Bye!